Welcome to another edition of Mike and Scott's BS Session, home of the latest news in the bass fishing industry. So pull up a chair and get ready. This is not your mama's fishing show. Okay, enough of the blah, blah, blah. Here's Mike and Scott.
Enough of the blah, blah, blah.
Well,
I think there's a lot more blah, blah, blah to come.
On this show.
On this show, it's all blah, blah, blah.
I didn't say it.
I did.
This show's about you tonight.
It's not about me.
Now you're telling me the whole show's going to be blah, blah, blah?
Well, it's always about blah, blah, blah.
Well, tonight you're telling me it's about blah, blah, blah. We're going to be talking about you.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about you tonight, buddy. You are the star of the show tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. Do I have to relive this moment?
On Facebook, as we speak, Ben Wu is headed to the Bassmaster Elite Weigh-In tomorrow.
Yes, he is.
Is anybody else going? If they are, hit them up on Facebook.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people going tomorrow.
I'm not going.
No, you're not.
I'm going fishing.
In 40K wins?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, so are these guys.
Yeah,
they're going fishing.
Yeah, I know, but they're
this
fishing
is a
for a lot of money.
tournament,
I'm stupid. I'm fishing for very little money.
You're fishing for peanuts.
Yeah, peanuts.
You're fishing for gas money.
Gas money.
If that.
Rent money.
Yeah, rent. Yeah.
Rent money.
I didn't think that basement apartment down by the river cost you very much.
It's an appliance box, by the way.
I see.
And
okay,
it's
sorry.
A 2-story appliance box.
Right.
Just for your information.
Made out of cardboard, right?
Biodegradable.
Exactly.
That's the way I say it. I'm green.
You're exactly
I'm
environmentally
green.
friendly.
I am green.
Low impact.
Yes. This is going to be a fun show because there's been a lot of controversy leading up to this show. It's going to be a fun show for me.
I have to relive.
It's going to be a fun show for me.
Yeah, apparently so.
It's going to be a fun show for me. Tonight, we're not there yet, but we're going to get to discussion with Scotty about his experience with the Northeast Division event.
On Lake Oneida.
That's right.
Or Oneida Lake.
In New York.
Why is it Oneida Lake as opposed to Lake Oneida? Just out of curiosity. I'm stalling.
Maybe you're dyslexic?
No.
You read things backwards?
It's written Oneida Lake?
Yeah. It's a lake, and it's called Oneida. Is that good enough?
No. But
we're going to break this thing down, all right? We're going to break down this train wreck into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces.
Thanks.
There's going to be the
putting me in front of the train.
The pre-train wreck, all right? The pre-fish. We're going to talk about the day one. What was your plan on day one, and what happened? Then we're going to go into day 2. What was the plan? How did you adjust from what happened in day 1? Lick your wounds and run back out on day 2, and what were the results there? And then what are some of the lessons learned you want to share with some of the people who I am quite surprised, to be honest, and we're going to discuss this in greater depth on some of the comments.
There were a lot of comments.
I was
very surprised that there were that many comments.
That's right.
I didn't think that many people would be actually following the results. I'm actually not that thrilled to find out that there were.
I don't think
had the
you
results
were
been
happy
better,
to
maybe
find
I would have
out.
been flattered.
Well, that's it. But when they make results public, you're susceptible to your performance.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's
the way that game works.
There is a little shame, but at the same time, I have nothing to hide.
I think it's humbling. It's a humbling experience.
It was definitely a humbling experience. Right? And I went and I played with the big boys.
Well, that's it. And we're going to get into the details of what happened with you and the big boys later on in the show. Some of the tidbits to start off the show. We finished last week the Fishing Canada Ripple on the Richelieu River at Pouvoirie Guy Maillet.
Yeah.
That is French for outfitter.
Phenomenal.
It was phenomenal.
I'm the one with the speech impediment
I didn't say anything, but...
it was a phenomenal turnout.
It was a great turnout.
I saw the pictures. I wasn't able to go to the event due to my experience, which we're going to get into a little bit later.
Yeah.
But
you had enough fishing for the weekend.
Yeah.
And
I got back late Friday night.
And you got back late, yeah. And so you didn't make it out, but it was a great turnout. We had a lot of fun. It was sponsored by St. Croix. I don't know.
You could barely fit them in the picture.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a great turnout. More people than had actually signed up were there.
Right.
And then some of the people signed up there, and so it was good. It was very good. St. Croix sponsored it for us. We had St. Croix rod, St. Croix gear. They did a great job again this year of supporting the event, putting on a great event.
Yep.
The results, we had great weather, by the way. It was supposed to rain that day, and it didn't rain. Stayed off. So we had great weather. The fish cooperated. Not as big a fish as the previous year. The previous year we weighed in 3 6-pound plus fish. We didn't do that this year.
But not in one bag.
No. There was 3 different bags.
I have to say that this bag, though, a 12.6-pound bag
Three
for 3 fish
is not bad.
Is pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I mean, that's over a 4-pound average.
Yeah, their lunker was 4.70. Stéphane Lapointe and
from QC Tackle.
From QCTackle.com, and Fred Vachon, who is no stranger to the Fishing Canada Ripples.
Nope.
Won the event with 3 fish, as Scotty mentioned, for 12.6 pounds and with a lunker of 4.7. So that was a great day for them. Payoff. Dominique Lavoie and Jonathan Carrière, I believe, were second with 11.10 pounds. And then Daniel Ponton and Michel Ferland. It was Michel Ferland's first ever tournament, and he finished in third.
Wow.
So that was great for him. Great experience for him. And so out of the top 3 teams, Evinrude took 2 out of 3 spots.
Nice.
Yeah, very, very nice. It was a good day for the Evinrudes. If you're looking for some pictures, because we did a great photo shoot on the event, you can go to www.fishingcanada.net, fishing-canada.net, and there's a whole gallery of photos up there that you can take a look at of everything from the fish to the participants to the boats to you name it. We take pictures of everything and do a report of it.
Was Dominic in his boat?
No, Dom's boat is being fixed as we speak.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah, it's being fixed. I don't know if it could be actually ready. I know they received the block. Claude had received the block and was doing the repairs on his boat, and he was going to get that back very soon. So no, he was in Dave's boat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he was in Dave's boat. And so yeah, they did well, and thanks to Guy Maillet, who every year supports us by having the event at his outfitter.
How's Guy doing this year? How's he feeling?
He's feeling a bit better than last time we saw him.
Yeah, okay.
which
last
is
year he
good.
Wasn't feeling so hot.
No, yeah, that's it. He's feeling not too bad, and he put on the corn on the cob. He did a corn boil for us, and all the guys, all the participants got to eat all you can eat corn.
Well, because he swipes it from the farmers down the street there.
Yeah, I think so. So everybody had free corn after, all the corn you could eat, kids and all the participants. So that was great of Guy to do that. He usually does that for us every year. So it was great. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with Guy, and he has his wife there, and they took care of us as they usually do. Then that was a Saturday, I think, and then on a Sunday I ran up to Gary at Fishing Tech.
I was there the other day also.
Yeah, you went up for some parts.
Yep.
And I was up there. Gary was doing some work. He installed some Lowrance electronics on my boat, and a couple of little tools. I'm in code of or a troll control. It's called, yeah, I think it's called troll control. My trolling motor.
That's that rubber gasket
goes
that
on
goes
the shaft.
around. Yeah.
Oh my God, that thing
keeps
that
it driving straight, right?
Yeah. And no torque in current. Like your motor doesn't go wing to the left or wing to the right.
So it doesn't throw you out of the boat.
It doesn't throw you out of the boat.
But is it hard to turn it all the way to the right or all the way to the left?
No, you don't even know it's there.
Really?
That's the great thing about this thing. It just takes the torque out.
Okay.
Yeah. You get it. You tweak it to the tightness you like.
Yeah.
And once you find that comfort zone, you're good to go.
All right, I'm in. I think I'm going to get one of those.
Yeah, they're great. And then we put on another adjustment. It's like a latch adjustment, a quick latch. That how you got to take your trolling motor higher and lower, deeper.
Yeah.
You got to like undo that knob.
Yeah, this is just
one
crank. Yeah, and it's ready to
up
go.
Up and down.
It's free.
And it's freed. So I got that, and this thing is to catch me out. Just 2 little things that don't seem like much, but when you're on the water and you don't want to be bothered with
it saves you time and.
Well, it saves you time. Plus, on the front of that trolling motor, like you're leaning over to the front of that trolling motor. When you're in like big waves and stuff,
it's not easy.
It's not fun.
No.
Right? It's not fun.
Those are probably one of the most common times that I've almost fallen
in the water. Yeah. That's right. So this makes it much easier to do. One flick of the wrist and bang, it's up or down and away you go. So if you're looking for this kind of stuff, go see Gary at Fishing.
He's got all the tricks.
He has all the tricks. He's got all the really good gadgets that all the pros are using on their boats. He's got the rubber-coated wire that you use on your trolling motor instead of the rope that they put on the handle that always breaks.
Yeah.
He's got that wire with his rubber coated. It lasts for life.
Yeah, a lot of guys are using that wire right now.
I took it right off.
Indestructible.
Yeah, I took it off as soon as I bought the motor. It's brand new. I took off the rope.
Yeah.
I keep the rope as a spare.
That's spare just in case.
Yeah, I'll never need it.
That wire will never break.
The wire will last for the rest of your life. So he has all those really, really good things. look up Gary. He's at www.fishingtech.com. He's got an online store, and he's around.
Speaking of Gary, it brought up those metal plates that Steve had made,
the
trolling motor
quick release plates.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I installed one of them on my boat the other day.
Okay.
And I thought about getting them painted or getting one painted for my boat so that you wouldn't see necessarily the aluminum, but the way that it's installed,
you don't see it.
You don't see it.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It would go underneath the trolling
motor. It goes
motor.
underneath the trolling motor. It matches the base of the trolling motor itself, which is aluminum color.
Right.
And you don't even see the plate.
Oh.
So what I did is I fastened down that plate like really, really tight,
really tight.
Loctite and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just bolted the trolling motor onto that plate, which I shouldn't be telling you on the air because they can walk over the trolling motor.
Someone's going to walk through your trolling motor.
But I put Loctite on all the nuts, and that thing is locked in solid.
It is?
After my Lake Champlain tournament, that thing had gotten beaten to pieces. I'd lost all kinds of parts.
Yes.
So Gary was kind enough to order me all the parts that I needed to put that thing back together.
Okay, great.
And when I put it back together, I put it back together with Loctite. So nothing should come loose again.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
So those plates are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
And it lifts my trolling motor off the boat a little bit. I was able to put a rubber pad between the plate and the fiberglass.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
And then the trolling motor straight to the plate.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So when do we put mine on?
I got them in the truck.
Okay.
It's an easy install.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It really was.
Maybe we'll do it on Sunday.
Sure.
We'll see. That's good. That's great.
So yeah.
Another gadget from Gary.
Exactly.
Gary the Gadget Man.
Exactly.
There you go. Okay, well, before we get into the fun part of the show, you want to play us, give us some Evinrude love there. We'll pay some bills, and we will be right back in a couple seconds.
Evinrude outboard motors with E-Tech technology are designed to keep you on the water doing what you enjoy and not sitting in the shop. 3 years or 300 hours before you need to service your Evinrude E-Tech power plant. 2-stroke power combined with the economy of a 4-stroke. For those dedicated to water, power, fishing, and fun. Evinrude, official motors sponsor of Mike and Scott's BS Session.
There we go.
That's it. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Get you home.
Before we move into
the meat and potatoes?
The meat and potatoes of the show, did you talk to Claude recently?
I hadn't spoken to Claude in about a week and a half.
He's been really sick.
No.
Yeah, I saw him the other day. I went there on Monday.
Well, don't tell me he lost weight. He's got no weight to lose.
Yeah, he had lost 23 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
He doesn't have 23 pounds to lose.
No,
he weighs 25.
Exactly. So he's about 2 pounds when I saw him. And he was having a lot of trouble eating, but now it seems that he's getting a little bit better. He told me he was feeling better. He's eating liquid foods. He's not eating...
Do they know what it is?
I'm not quite sure. It's like a stomach virus of some sort.
Great.
So anyway, hopefully he'll get back on his feet sooner.
Yeah.
Well, he's up on his feet, but hopefully he'll be feeling much better, in the short term. So.
Well, good luck and
get some weight back.
Hope he's back up and running soon. Claude's a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of weeks ago, you threw your hat in the arena.
Well, not really a couple of weeks. Last weekend.
Well, last weekend, but you started pre-fishing a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
You threw your hat in the arena to participate in the Northeast Division tournament on Lake Oneida in New York. Oneida. If that makes you feel better.
It does.
Okay, I'll say whatever you want.
Installing the inevitable.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, like I said earlier, I want to go through the pre-fish. I want to look at day 1, day 2, and the lessons learned. So, let's talk about the pre-fish. You spent
2 days.
2 days on the lake.
Which was not nearly enough.
Okay, but we're going to the lesson learned part.
Right.
Right now, we want to talk about the pre-fish.
Fair enough.
So the tournament started for you on what, Thursday?
It started on a Thursday, yeah.
And which days did you spend?
I practiced on a Saturday and a Sunday.
Sunday,
the weekend prior.
So there was Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off the water.
Correct?
Yeah. Okay.
There were a lot of guys on the water.
Yes, but you were not one of them.
I was not one. I was on the water Wednesday, actually.
Okay.
For a brief time. Because I drove up late Tuesday night. So I got on the water about 10 o'clock Wednesday morning. Right. I had to set up my boat.
Okay.
And I had to be off the water by 1.
Okay, so you weren't, there was nothing to be learned.
I was just driving around.
You were just driving.
Checking stuff out.
So Monday and Tuesday, or Saturday and Sunday, you were on the water. How did your pre-fish go?
Well, weather conditions weren't ideal.
Okay.
And they weren't representative of what the conditions were.
Turned out to be in the tournament. Okay.
But the fishing was moderate for me. I mean, we caught fish. I brought my friend along with me, Daniel Benji.
Yes, yes. And I remember I spoke to you, and you didn't have great weight.
I didn't have great weight. I didn't expect to get enormous weight on this lake because of all the information that I'd gathered. You know, it seemed to be a tough fishery.
Yeah.
So I had somewhere around 12, 13 pounds throughout practice.
Right, for 2 days.
But not catching a ton of fish.
No.
And the way that I was fishing them, I was fishing weed lines in about 8 to 10 feet of water, and it seemed to be the deal. You know, I was running patterns that I had read through, you know,
researching and
previous results that had worked. You know,
Okay.
so those are the patterns I started running.
Okay.
I thought I had come up across something that would give me at least what I needed to survive through this tournament.
Okay.
I definitely didn't have the confidence coming in there that I was going to win this thing.
No. Okay.
Because I didn't have the fish to do that. That's
You thought
sure.
you'd come out respectable.
Well, I thought I'd survive.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And
so that was 2 days of pre-fishing, and it was how many hours a day did you spend on the water?
Full days.
Full day, big days.
Yeah.
Okay, so two long days.
Yeah.
3 days
one,
prior to the beginning of the tournament.
8-hour day, 1 12-hour day.
Okay.
So still 20 hours.
20 hours of pre-fish.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were saying that the weather conditions during those days of
But let me tell you something.
Okay.
2 days of pre-fish, I have never seen so many boats practicing at one time in my entire life.
Really?
I mean, it seemed as though
like tournament
everybody
day.
who was in the field in that tournament was practicing for those 2 days.
Okay.
I mean, there were 180 teams on a lake that's 20 miles by 5 miles wide.
And we talked about that. And once you eliminate dead water, you're looking at, you might have a half a mile of water per boat.
There's really, I mean, there's more water than that.
There is. But when you eliminate the water without fish, there's not that much room for that many boats.
No.
Right?
And ultimately, people were fishing in groups.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Sure. Okay. So that's the pre-fish. So 20 hours of pre-fish, not a fantastic bite, not a large number of fish.
No.
We're going into day one. So based on that pre-fish, what was your plan for day one?
My plan was to attack the weed lines that had produced the most fish for me. So, and I wanted to stay close to the ramp and capitalize on fishing time.
Okay.
And the areas that I found that produced the most fish were, you know, fortunately, were close enough to the ramp.
Okay.
But to my surprise, on the morning, the first day of the morning is actually, it seemed pretty good because I had parked right next to David Fritz.
Okay.
Who was right, like, we were sharing the same waypoint, essentially.
Okay.
You know, we had a spot, and he was on it. He got there first. I was on it next to him. You know, these boats were all stuck together anyway.
Right.
So there wasn't really an issue in terms of space, you know. I mean, we were all clumped together anyhow.
Is there a rule in that tournament about distance?
No.
Okay.
Apparently not.
Okay, so you can...
I was trying to be as respectful as I could, obviously. I mean, David Fritz. I'm not going to... I'm not stepping on any toes.
Did he know he was beside Scott Nagy?
I don't think he did.
Okay, so he was disrespectful?
Well, I'm not going to say he was disrespectful.
Okay.
But he definitely just didn't give away the spot.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I saw him. He hooked into a fish, and yet, you know, oddly enough, he was throwing the exact same rig as I was throwing.
Whoa. Okay, interesting.
He throws out his Carolina rig, boom, and he slams into what I thought was going to be a smallie. Ended up being a largemouth. I didn't catch a largemouth in practice there. So he catches a largemouth, puts it in the boat. It's a little guy. It wasn't a big fish. Yeah. And then I'm throwing into the weed line on his right-hand side, and I hook set into a fish, you know, and I'm fighting the fish, and he's deep into the weeds, and I'm pulling on the fish, and whoop, my line snaps. I'm like, oh, geez, here we go, right? So I lost one. What seemed to be a good one, but when they're in the weeds, they could be a 10-pounder, right? Yeah. So I get back to my thing. I start fishing again. The fishing is just getting tough. I can't see him catching fish. I'm not catching any fish. I decide that the pressure's too too intense on this spot on the spot.
Right.
I'm going to run to a different spot not too far.
And how long was that? How long did you spend there?
At least an hour.
Okay.
An hour and a half.
Okay.
Maybe.
So it's about what time now? You're left at what time on your drop?
5:45.
You left at 5:45.
I had a good time, so I left probably at 6.
Okay.
Launch starts at 5:45.
Right.
I left at about 6, and my time back was 2:15. Which I would have loved to have had more time on day one, but I didn't.
Okay.
I mean, that's
so you got to your spot, and you spent about an hour. So it's about 7. Right, 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Well, yeah, 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right? So you made the decision. Time to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I was looking for action on the surface.
Okay.
I just didn't see anything that I saw in practice.
Okay.
There was no activity.
None.
Not the way that I was expecting it.
Okay. Okay.
So I went to another spot, and it was a lot of the same thing. It was like my weed lines just weren't producing fish to the way that they produced in practice.
Long run? The second spot was a long run?
It was another short run.
Okay.
But what happened is things weren't panning out. So I was going from one spot to another spot to another spot to another spot.
Looking for that pattern that you had found.
Looking for that pattern,
but it just wasn't there.
It wasn't happening.
Okay. Okay.
And
so
I saw all kinds of boats. Towards the end of the day, I'm starting to freak out.
Yeah.
I've had 5 bites. During that day, I had 5 good bites. Okay? I lost them all.
Okay.
Okay? Just, I don't know why. They were short striking me.
Right.
They were grabbing the back of my trailer.
Right.
On my
your
whatever
rig.
bait, my tubes.
Yeah.
And they were grabbing it literally right behind the hook. Boom! And snapping whatever rubber was left. What was behind the hook.
So like short hits.
Short hits. It was insane. It was killing me.
Wow.
So then I started throwing. Everybody seems to like to throw the Alabama rig over there. So I'm getting desperate. So I throw out this giant Alabama rig, 5 hooks, 5 swim bait, launching this thing all around the boat, and I get slammed by a giant smallmouth. Right?
Really?
Yeah, slammed. He just whacks it. And
what time is this now? When this small?
Oh, this is getting close towards the end of the day. This is like 1 o'clock.
So it's 1 o'clock, and you don't have a fish in the library yet.
No.
Ooh, you must be getting scared. What's the feeling that goes through you then?
Super anxiety.
Yeah?
The pressure, the stress that you feel at that moment is, you have to be there to experience it. I'm sure. Listen, not necessarily all of us have been there, but when you're fishing tournaments, that pressure, whether it's 1 fish, no fish, or 3 fish,
you don't have enough fish.
It's just about the same.
Right. Right.
So it didn't feel good. I can tell you that right now.
I can imagine. Just to give
and the
people
fact that I knew
idea.
that I caught, that I had already 5 bites, and that I didn't boat
land
any
one.
of them, it killed me.
Has your now while this is going on, has your co-angler landed a fish?
No.
Okay, so there's no fish in the boat.
No, there's no fish in the boat.
Okay.
I don't think he even felt a fish. Mind you, he had a swivel on the end of his tube.
That explains a lot. Okay.
Like he had the tube
and
hooked
into
the
swivel. Okay.
So
we got that picture.
But I think it was his first time. He was probably nervous.
He's learning.
Also, but
he's learning.
Yeah, he's learning. I mean, good for him.
We all been there.
So that's it. Yeah. So I throw out this Alabama rig,
and you get hit,
and I get smacked hard. And I'm fighting the fish, and I tell the co-angler, get the net, because we're allowed to fish. We're allowed to net these fish.
Right.
So this guy fumbled around. I'm not blaming anybody. It was only 1 fish anyway. Fumbling around, tries to get the net. The fish comes, jumps, bounces off the side of the boat, comes back around, and as I try and horse him, to come to loop around to come back to the net, he comes off.
Was it a big fish?
It was a big fish.
Like how big? 4-pounder?
4-pounder. Yeah,
nice fish.
Could
have used that 4-pounder.
I could have used it for sure.
Yeah.
I probably would have moved up about 20 positions in the standings just with 1 fish.
Just with 1 fish.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that after. But, so then I take, I just put my head down, I pick up my rod, start casting the Alabama rig again. That thing is hard to cast all day.
It is. Like casting a musky bait.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. So I'm throwing it. Finally, one of my baits slips down the hook, and I pull it into the boat, and I look at my hooks.
Yeah.
The fish that came off a jig that I straightened the hook out on. So when I horsed them, I had these little jig heads on there. The hook was completely straight. So he didn't come off because
it just straightened out and it came out.
I straightened out the hook and he came unbuttoned.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So here I am, still throwing this thing for like it's been 15 minutes. I'm still throwing this
with
thing
a straight hook.
With a straight hook, but I got 4 other hooks. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so I changed the jig head. I kept on casting, and nothing. I couldn't get another bite.
Okay.
And I told my co-angler, listen, you know, we're gonna fish until we try and get a fish. If we come in late, we come in late. It doesn't really
Well, you
matter.
got no fish.
I got no fish.
It doesn't make a difference,
what
right?
difference does it make? You know?
Right.
I said, let's try and get something. Maybe
And neither did he.
Nothing.
Right.
Yeah, no. Had he had fish, I would have brought him in.
You bring him back.
I would have brought him in.
You bring him back.
So he weighs in.
So what time did you have to be back?
2:15.
2:15.
I didn't have a big day.
You didn't have a fish on, and you're making that call around what time?
Oh, I got off the water at 2:30.
Yeah. So what time did you get back?
2:30.
You came back at 2:30.
15 minutes late.
You didn't. There wasn't a fish in the live well.
No, I
You dropped basically everything that hit you during the day, right?
Yeah.
You had some bites, but you just couldn't land them.
Yeah.
And you came back, and so you were late. If you'd have had fish, you'd have been DQ'd.
DQ'd.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your pre-fish, 20 hours, tournament starts, different weather, whether it's pressure, whether it's, you know, different weather system that blew in, your bite's off, your pattern's not holding, you're running around the lake, nothing is going crazy for you. Like you said, there's no surface activity that you experienced during the pre-fish.
Yeah.
And now you've got 5 bites all day.
All day.
All day. So you come back licking your wounds at the end of day 1 to the scale with nothing to show.
Yeah.
And you head back to the hotel. So before we get to the hotel, we're going to play a commercial here.
Sounds
and we're
good.
going to come back with the day 2 results and the lessons learned.
At Mustang Survival, our recreational products are designed, developed, and made from the same products used by the world's most demanding users. From bass fishermen to leisure boaters, sailors, and kids, Mustang's products are designed for maximum comfort, mobility, and fun. So whether you're looking for the best kids' life jacket, a comfortable PFD for yourself, or the best quality anti-exposure suit for your ice fishing trip, Mustang, the official life preserver of Mike and Scott's BS Session and FishinCanada.net. At Mustang, we save lives for a living.
There you go. I assume you had your Mustang vest on.
No choice. You know, it's funny that you say that, but I almost got in trouble, and other people also got in trouble.
Why?
Because when you drop your co-angler off, he goes to get your truck so you can load the boat back up onto your trailer. From the point that you're docked to put the boat onto the trailer,
you have to have your life jacket on.
You must wear your life vest.
Yeah.
And I don't think I might have during practice even.
Really?
During practice time, you know.
Whoa.
So a guy says to me, "Hey, you better have your life vest on." It wasn't during tournament hours that I didn't wear it because I keep it buckled all day.
But at least he told you.
Yeah, he told me during practice, and another guy did it too, and I saw him literally get in trouble from one of the tournament directors saying, "Hey, listen."
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you once.
I'm gonna tell you once.
Yeah.
Be warned.
That's it. Next time you're gonna have problems.
Consequences.
You're gonna have problems.
So the rules are the rules.
Wow. Well, that's good, and people should keep these things on anyway all the time.
Exactly. Well, that's what I like about, you know, there's pros and cons to the fact of having the auto inflatable vest.
Yeah.
You know, some people say, well, it doesn't protect you from impact, but for me, it means that I can wear it all day.
That's it.
And never have to worry about it being on or off. It's just on, and you don't even feel it.
That's it. And the auto inflatables, something happens, you hit your head, you're unconscious, this thing goes off.
It goes off.
You're safe.
You're
safe.
You'll float.
Okay, so we're looking into day 2. So we head away. We're leaving the launch. We're licking our wounds. It's a tough day. We came back.
Yeah, you know, I spent a little bit of time talking to some of the guys and this and that, even though I didn't feel so good about it. But, you know, it's
trying to pick up some clues, maybe share some experiences, right? And maybe help yourself out for day 2,
you know?
Right?
A lot of guys had a tough day.
Yes, well, we saw that in the results. Not everybody caught
a lot of our friends.
Yes, a lot of our friends had tough days.
So
on day 1, I don't think I didn't see anything from Danny Cavada on day 1.
No, he wasn't fishing this tournament.
Oh, he didn't fish that tournament?
No. I was the only guy local.
Okay,
guy
I'm thinking of another.
You're thinking of Champlain.
I'm thinking of Champlain.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot of other guys, as you said, that did not have good days and came in with either no fish or one fish, very little weight.
Oh yeah.
So it was a tough fishery. There's no doubt.
Yeah, and again,
but as we said, someone always figures something out.
Oh, of course.
And they come back.
Listen, I saw guys fishing. I got to say this, Mike Iaconelli.
Yeah.
Okay, I watched him fish a little bit during practice. small lake.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I saw him running around everywhere. You can't miss this guy.
Right.
You know, he's buzzing around like crazy. He's a madman out there. This guy fishes like a maniac.
He's a machine.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
He's casting and winding and going here, going there, boom, boom. He's constantly moving.
Yeah.
Like I'm busy watching this guy.
Yeah.
He's so busy. He's busy.
Everything's busy.
And you can see that he's focused on what he's doing. You know,
Yeah.
He's looking at his electronics. He's looking at what he's doing. Cast electronics, cast boat. You know, everything seems to be
synchronized.
Yep. You know, he's got it going, and he did really well.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he had the most consistent weight. He had 15 and 15.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure.
Tell him I say hello.
It's Anthony Badham.
Yeah.
Water or Powerade? Water. Listen. Show.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and start messaging while we're doing the show.
Well, you're supposed to be talking in here.
I got distracted now. I got distracted. Anyways, just to say, that guy's a fishing machine.
Yeah, he is.
It was amazing.
This is what he does for a living.
Yeah, he was chucking and winding, chucking and winding, chucking and winding. You know, I could see him go. That was his thing. You know. So everybody has a thing.
So you talk to the guys at the launch. You talk to everything.
Yeah, and I didn't really figure out anything. Guys that struggled told me they struggled. Guys that did well said, "Oh, I did well. I was on fish." Basically, you know. Until I got to the hotel, I started getting the boat ready.
Right.
Put the boat the batteries on charge.
Yep.
Clean up my rods because it's a complete disaster in my boat.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, when it's time to go, you just shove everything in the rod locker.
And away you go.
Everything becomes twisted.
Especially when you had a bad day, right? You don't care.
You don't care.
Just go.
You're just throwing everything in the bottom of the boat. So anyway, I'm cleaning all this stuff up, and there's a guy next to me, and he did pretty good. He had like 17 pounds after day one.
Okay.
You know, a kid from New Jersey.
Yep.
And he fishes out of a bass cat also.
Okay.
And we started talking about the day. I told him how terrible my day was, and he told him how fantastic his day was.
Yeah.
And he told me a little bit about what he did.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Shoot, that's nothing that I looked at. I didn't look at any of those type of patterns during practice.
Right.
So I said, maybe that's something that I should investigate after tomorrow on day two, because I got nothing on day one. I may as well.
Yeah. If your pattern's not there, try something, right?
Try something.
Yeah.
So
day two's plan was it to revisit your original plan that you had during practice, or was it to explore the new plan, the new pattern that someone had just told you about?
I wasn't going to abandon totally my initial plan because I did catch fish doing that.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
But I definitely wasn't going to spend all day focusing on it.
Right.
If it didn't work,
you were going to plan B.
I was going to plan B.
Okay.
And after day one, I had noticed a lot of different things. I had noticed a lot of trends on the lake. And I just need a second. Hold on one second.
You're going to put Bear out?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to go. Bear wants to go out. Mother Nature calls, and Bear has to go. So, Scotty's gone through day two. He's gone back to the hotel. He's respooled, fixed his gear, all organized again. Now we're going on the water on day two.
What was very important about day one is that I noticed a lot of trends on the lake. Like, I didn't see that many guys fishing independently here or there.
Okay.
People were grouped up in groups, 30 boats. 30 boats on one spot.
Holy God.
In one location. And I'm scratching my head going, what the hell are they all doing in this one location?
Yeah. Welcome back, Scotty, from
Thank you very much. It wasn't gone very long, but, you know.
Not long enough.
Like,
that was too easy. It was too easy.
Yeah, it was. So I'm trying to figure that out at the same time as trying to figure out my day. But I kept my eyes open.
Yeah.
So what I did is I went to, see what my first spot would do.
Okay.
First spot didn't really produce anything. So I immediately jumped ship and went to what all these other boats were doing. I figured I'd throw myself in the mix and try and figure it out. And it was also a tough fish. So I get in there. I'm not quite sure what kind of bite they're going after, what kind of fish they're going after.
Right, but you're in there.
I knew it was a drop shot bite, but what exactly I was looking for, I wasn't quite sure.
And this is after you fished your original pattern?
Yeah.
And there was nothing there again?
Nothing. That spot didn't turn out anything.
And around what time did you go to the alternate pattern?
Pretty quick.
Pretty quick?
Yeah.
In the morning? Okay, so once you saw the pattern,
like an hour, yeah.
You were saying that.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I'm throwing myself in the mix.
So here you're on Plan B. You're in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
And
what do I do?
We start catching fish.
Well, I caught a fish.
Yeah.
So I caught a fish.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
Put him in the live well.
Right.
And then I start, running around a little bit, and then
this is with the new pattern.
This is with the new pattern.
Okay.
We were at about 7 boats, I think, in one location.
Okay.
And then guys start taking off, boom, because the bite's getting slow, and
right.
I'm not seeing all that many people catch fish either. It's like you see one guy catch one, and then a little while later you'll see another guy catch one.
Okay.
Anyway, guys are starting to disappear.
Right.
So I disappeared too. I figured, you know what? I'm going to go try and find another location. I looked at my map. I studied what I could find. I was looking for similar terrain to what I just experienced.
Yeah, trying to duplicate this scenario.
Exactly, again. And that's what I did. So I went to another spot, and, it was tough. Didn't get any bites. Went to another spot. Boom. My co-angler gets one. I'm like, oh, all right. So we got something here. We stick around there a little bit.
Right.
But time is ticking. Like the clock is ticking.
The clock's going, yeah.
If you get one bite an hour, or 2 bites, or 1 bite every 2 hours,
right.
Time goes by really, really fast.
Wow. So you're feeling pressure.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling pressure.
Right. You're feeling
not that bad, because I got nowhere to go but up. Right.
Right.
Day 1 was a bomb.
Well, it was a bomb. It was a lesson to learn.
Yeah.
Right. You learned from
the lesson. And day 2 was just to try and understand what went wrong on day 1. I didn't really care about the end result anymore because it didn't make a difference.
Right.
So what I just wanted to do is figure out what kind of bite I'm dealing with here.
Right.
And ultimately, I figured out the bite at the end of the day. It was a style of fishing that I had never fished before.
Okay.
It was locating fish in a manner that I've never located fish before.
Well, at least not bass.
Well, listen,
right?
We're accustomed to fishing certain ways here. Okay, we deal with rivers, we deal with some certain lakes, but this lake in particular, and I think every lake has its own style to her. It has its own pattern, right? Its own unique features.
Yeah.
This lake is a giant bowl, and it fishes a certain way under certain conditions. And I didn't exactly know how to go about doing it, but I figured it out by the end of day 2. Too little, too late.
Well, it's never too late to learn, right?
It isn't. And I'm going to take a lot of this information that I learned, and I'm going to apply it the next time I come. Either go there or I go to another lake to practice.
Right. But I think that's something that's a takeaway from your week, or the time you spent there is whether it's that lake or any other lake going forward, you're going to look at it in a bit of a different way.
Absolutely.
Right.
And also, you got to realize, when you're competing against 180 teams, and the majority of which are either locals
or professionals,
or seasoned pros.
Yeah.
I was fishing next to Timmy Horton, Mike Iaconelli,
Kevin Van Dam.
Kevin Van Dam was not there. No,
he wasn't.
No, he wasn't there.
Oh no, he's there this week in New York.
Boyd Duckett. Yeah, he's there this week.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much you name it, they were there.
Right.
Pretty much, because they're all getting ready for the St. Lawrence tournament. That was happening today.
Just
and
down the road. Yeah.
So or today. And yesterday.
Yeah.
So
it's a different game.
Completely different game.
It's a different game.
These guys know their stuff.
What was your result at the end of day 2?
I came in with 2 fish.
2 fish for a weight of?
Almost 5 pounds.
Almost 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some good fish on that lake.
Yeah.
There's no doubt there's good fish on that lake.
Well, some guys came in with some decent weights.
Yeah.
Not extraordinary weights. Not St. Lawrence class weights.
No. But 19 pounds?
But 19 pounds is a good weight on that
the guy who won it, I don't remember his name. He's a local.
Yeah, local guy.
19 pounds day 2 and 17 pounds day 1.
Day 1, yeah. He was pretty close and consistent.
Yeah, and then, or day 3, he had 19 pounds. I don't know. But he had 2 good days.
Yeah.
And 3 good days.
He was consistent.
Yeah.
Right. 17, 18, 19 pounds for 3 days, and you're going to walk away.
Did 15 something.
Yeah. Couldn't get above that.
To finish,
15.
but still.
Top 10.
6th place.
Yeah. Top 10.
That's that's what he's shooting for.
Well, that's it. It's all about points, right?
Yeah.
For him, it's all about points. So we got 5 pounds on day 2. We got a couple of fish. Your co-angler got a couple of fish. So
yeah, he got a couple of fish on day 2.
We
also,
definitely improved on day 2.
I think he got a check with 2 fish.
Yeah, I think he did. As a co-angler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did. So we improved it on day 2.
And let me say this.
Yeah.
Out of 180 teams, okay?
Yeah.
66 teams made their 5 fish each day.
Correct.
120 teams
did not
struggled to get 5 bites every day.
Every day.
120 teams.
That's right. So only 30% of the field
were able to catch their limit.
That's right, every day.
You want to talk about tough.
That's tough fishery.
That's tough.
That's tough fishery.
I've never seen the likes of a fishery that tough.
Not that tough.
And not that the bite.
We've seen them tough.
Guys that were catching, I talked to Jacob Wheeler.
You know what that compares to me with? The Ottawa River.
Yeah, some
you know,
some guys are on them,
and the
some
rest
guys are
like right off.
Sucking on a hind tip.
Yeah, it's donut day, here we come, or 2 fish, 1 fish. The Ottawa River, the bite seems to be like, you know, you'll get an 80 or 90 boat tournament on there.
Well, listen, that's what I'm saying. Some of these guys that I talked to at the end of day 2,
yeah,
had 40, 50 fish.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, what?
Where did you find them?
40, 50 fish?
Did you buy them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you at the market?
And we're not talking about chumps here. How many fish did Golub have after day 1? Not Golub.
Golub had 2.
Golub had 2.
2 fish after day 2.
How many did
Gusek?
Gusek have?
3.
And on day 2, Golub...
No, I'm talking about day 2.
Okay, on day 1...
I don't know how many Golub had.
I think Golub had 1.
I don't know. I think he had more than that. No,
Gusek had a goose egg.
Yeah, we were in the same boat.
Yeah, goose egg.
Yeah.
So, and these aren't chumps.
No, these are
pros. These are pros.
The tour.
That's right. They're tour guys, and they're not tour guys just starting this year. They've been in there a long time. So
it's just
let's
things change.
That's it. Let's move to the lessons learned. Let's
right.
move to the lessons learned, because I think there's a lot to say in this section. And I think first and foremost, what has to be said here is if anybody out there listening to this podcast thinks for the slightest moment, unless they have fished at this caliber, you cannot compare it to your local club tournaments. You cannot compare this
it doesn't compare.
No, to, your little series that's going along around your place. Even if there's 50, 60, or 70 boats in that series, it is not even in the same league.
No.
Don't even.
It's all fine and dandy when the elites come to your local body water for like Lake Champlain,
and you know where that body water.
It is. Most locals don't win it anyway. I mean,
no,
you struggle. Not guys from Quebec anyhow. No. Most of us will struggle to do really well in our local water.
That's right.
Take that local element out of the picture and go to a new body of water
and spend 2 or 3 days on it.
Yeah, fishing against some of the elite anglers
of the world.
That's
it.
Listen, it's not easy.
It's definitely not easy. It is very, very.
And I felt calm. I was relaxed. I think I wasn't really stressed out.
Thank God. But I'm sure there's a lot of guys.
Well, a lot of that.
When you step onto the ramp and you go to back up the truck, you look out the window and Gerald Swindle's there.
Yeah.
You start right?
Well,
or Ike and Ellie's like looking at you like, move your boat.
Yeah. I talked to Ike and Ellie too quite a bit, and I'm not going to confirm it yet, but he did tell me he would do the show.
He would come on the show, so that would be fun to have Mikey on a show.
Yeah.
It would be like Mike and Mike.
Mike and Mike. What about me? I get left on the sideline.
I don't think we have room for a third guy. We have one Mike. Actually, we have one Mike for Mike and Mike.
Jesus, Murphy, I'm already getting booted off the show.
Well, you like a million.
Yeah.
Love to see your chopped liver, but
it sounds like it to me.
So it is very intimidating. Now, combine that, right, with knowing that everybody at home has their eyes plugged into the standings, which are on the internet, right? So they're out there cheering for you.
I tried to block that out.
Well, of course, but think of a guy like Golub, right? We're always bugging Golub. And Golub, he knows, like, we rib him. He ribs us back.
He was bugging me.
And he's bugging you, right? We're bugging each other all back and forth. That's all fine and dandy.
Yeah.
But when you don't know a guy and his name's Mike Iaconelli, and he's sitting there beside you or fishing the same spot as you, And like you said, you're watching this guy. He's a machine.
He's a machine.
You know, that's intimidating. I don't
Yeah.
care how good you are. That's intimidating.
But it was an experience because I
Yes.
saw how that's his style.
Yes.
I'm not saying that I could imitate Mike Iaconelli.
And you may not want to.
By all means, it's probably not my style at all.
Right.
You know, fishing.
Right.
But it was impressive to see.
That's right.
And then he grinded it out.
Oh, he did.
You know, I don't know if he got 40 bites. I doubt it.
I don't know.
I think he just scraped by with 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 bites.
And didn't lose them, right?
And didn't lose them.
He landed
and got
them
the
and
bites that he needed.
That's it. Well,
Every day.
He got
Every
15
day.
pounds, right? He was 15 pounds.
Every day.
He got his 15 pounds. So, you know, that's the guys, you know, and the guys here that are starting out tournament fishing, okay, that they're doing the ripples and they're doing econobass for the first time, that have never done a tournament. They've never seen bass boats all over the place. There's guys pulling up with pickup trucks and bass boats, and these guys starting to fish out of a little aluminum boat, and here they are, they're coming up into these tournaments, and for them, it's the same feeling. It's intimidating. So you try to make them feel welcome. You try to make them feel like they're, you know, they're going to learn something and get better. And then as they get used to it, they can evolve up to fish at that level. But I think the lesson or the statement I want everybody to listen to here is what you did is not an easy feat by any stretch of the imagination. Just being amongst those guys and fishing amongst them is a pressure in itself. Trying to land the 5 fish, that's even just more pressure on top of it. And then throw on top of that, well, you just happen to drop $2,500 to do it, right?
Yeah.
So throw, not even counting the money. So you drop $2,500. You're fishing amongst all your peers. You're hoping to do well. Things don't work out. All that pressure's on you. All that stress.
Thanks.
And you come home and you try. You hope you've done the best you could. And if someone makes a smart remark or they look at you the wrong way, you say, like, hey, you put down a dime and go do it. Let's see how you do.
Well, listen, I have nothing to say to anybody.
No, for sure. So my point here is that everybody should go have that experience. They should try it. I know the FLWB, SS, Everstart, they come up to Lake Champlain a lot during the summer, and the Northeastern Division fishes a lot. And you know, we ask everybody, or we encourage everybody to go try that level of fishing. It's not easy, and even if you don't go fish it, go watch it.
Yeah, that's what I did today. I watched these guys.
Just go watch it. Go tomorrow to New York. Ben's going over.
Yeah.
Go down
and
watch these guys, because they're in a different league. And until you see these guys, you don't understand just what it's like. It's like you play in a garage league in hockey, and you're going to the Montreal Forum.
Yeah, you're going to go play against Subban.
That's it.
He's going to crush you.
He's going to crush you and spit you out.
And if you do want to compete at this level of the game, and I'm going to do it again,
for sure.
I know now that I might have to be better prepared than I've ever been for a tournament.
Correct.
I have to be able to be. And there's a strategy for me to go through this whole practice thing now. And I think I've discovered a little bit of how I'm going to do that. And I'm going to keep that for myself and see if I can
turn it into some positive.
Yeah.
For sure.
But
and every person has to go through that. You're going to develop your way to do that, and your focus,
to be prepared for
right? And how you prepare it has to be methodical. It has to be detailed. And the more detailed, the more methodical, the more disciplined you are with that plan, the better the results
off
will
you're going to be.
Right? The better results are going to be.
Sure.
So, you know, that being said, Scotty, great job. And, you know, next time, like I said to you when we talked on the phone, you know, next time you'll hook them. We'll hook them up.
Yeah, well, next time I'm going to be better prepared. I'm not going to go into an event with 2 days practice.
No, for sure.
And no pattern. You know, I'm going to make sure that I have something. I get something going.
Well, that's it. Something going, and that you're.
I'm not going to get off the water until I have something.
Until you got something you can put some money on. That's it.
Yeah.
You need money.
That's what I said. I said, you know what? It's Sunday night.
Yeah.
We don't have a pattern going. Nothing that I'm really confident with.
Right.
I said, you know what? I just want to stay here. I'm going to stay another 2 days.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But we couldn't.
No.
Ultimately, couldn't.
Yeah.
I had to come back.
Yeah.
We had work on
Monday.
Monday.
You got things to do. That's the difference between the guy that makes a living. He stays.
Well, Iaconelli was there.
Yeah.
All week.
That's all he does.
I don't know how long he was there. I know he was there Saturday, Sunday.
When you were
Monday,
there?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's 3 days more than
me. He could have been there before you, right? He could have been there before you.
Yeah.
So, these guys are pros, and keep that in mind. When one of your buddies from your club goes down and throws his hat into the ring with these guys, it's serious stuff, and it takes a big pair to go in and compete with these guys and say, hey, you know,
well, it was fun. For me, it was fun.
Sure, it's fun, and it's good. It's a lot of stress.
The results weren't fun.
No, but
they were humbling.
Yeah, but the lessons learned, right?
The lesson learned was, you know, priceless for me.
Yep.
Not priceless. It was $2,500.
Yeah,
and
but you know, you're a better angler for it.
I think so. Yeah,
you're a better angler for it.
So.
We're going to go to another commercial break before we come back and do a list of the upcoming events and
Let's do it.
And say our goodbye.
Let's do it.
Bass Cat Boats builds a total performance bass boat that will fit your needs and budget. From the Margay to the Jaguar, Bass Cat will have you covered, no matter your type of fishing or the body of water you call home. For a sure bet on where to spend your hard-earned money, you owe it to yourself to look at Bass Cat. Look them up at www.basscat.com.
There you go. Some upcoming events, Scotty. September 8th, the Fishing Canada Ripple event on Bay Missisquoi. For more information, go to www.fishingcanada.net. We're planning a little surprise for this event.
Sweet.
We're gonna go off the track of what we normally do after the tournament, and you're gonna see something new that we're gonna be doing. Hopefully, we're gonna do some testing at that tournament for some other events that are coming up. So we're going to throw a little curveball out there to everybody, but it should be a lot of fun. That'll be September 8th, Bay Missisquoi and Venise at Quebec. It is limited to the Quebec water, so there's no running to Lake Champlain. So that'll be fun. You can sign up, as we said, at www.fishingcanada.net. So if you haven't fished tournaments, we talked about fishing tournaments there earlier, even if you haven't, these are really fun tournaments. Get out there, expand your network, expand your fishing knowledge, and get ready to one day go up and fish some of these big events in Lake Champlain, etc., on Lake Oneida.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oneida.
Yeah, Oneida. Oneida Lake. Or
Oneida Lake.
Or Lake Oneida.
I was corrected. It's Oneida Lake.
Is it Oneida Lake?
Not Lake Oneida.
Okay.
And I don't understand why. I don't get it. But anyway.
Same thing to me.
Doesn't make sense.
You can call it what you want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
Exactly.
Ba-dum.
Ouch.
Tomorrow, the 7th annual Alain Rodrigue Route Canal.
Yeah,
that's the tournament he has where you're not allowed to leave, or you're not allowed to fish outside the canals.
I see, okay.
You have to fish inside the canal in Saint-Zatique.
But you can leave the canal to go back into another canal.
Correct.
Right.
But you can't fish
outside
the canal.
Outside the canal. So if you're going from one canal to the next canal, you're not allowed to fish from the outside of one canal to the next, right?
Correct. Plus tard, je file pas. Okay. The 7th, and I think it's the 7th. I call it the root canal because it's only in canals, and I'm sure after a while it gets painful.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah. I'll be fishing with Econobass phenom and classic champion Anthony Badman Badham.
Oh, really? So you already have your partner set up for this?
Well, you know, I'm honored to be able to fish with such an icon and phenom.
I see.
And so I'm going to be all ears and eyes tomorrow, learning from the champ.
Yep.
He's won this event.
So you're only allowed to fish in the Saint-Zatique canals?
Yeah, it's between Rivière-Baudette and another.
Oh, so that's a pretty good range.
Yeah, there's some good range. But I mean, you get into some canals and there's like 5 boats in there. You're fishing right beside each other.
Yeah, and tell me about it. I know how that feels.
And Anthony tells me you can even fish the event from the shoreline.
What? You don't need a boat?
No. Anthony's just seriously. Anthony says, "Scotty, you're my hero."
Yeah, that's not what it says right there.
That's what it says. It says, "Scotty's my hero."
And so you should I think he's talking to you.
I know he's talking to you. So it's gonna be a lot of fun tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Having some fun with some guys tomorrow. Just a fun, easy tournament on flipping for some largies, and hopefully we'll hook into a couple of big fish. So we'll see.
So you know there's some big ones in there.
There's some big ones. We're just gonna find one, right?
Yeah.
We're just gonna find one. I'm hoping my pro.
Deep.
Oh, my pro.
Deep under them. Deep.
Yeah. Anthony Badman Badham can put me on some fish. No pressure. I'm just co-angling.
I see. So you're going to be sitting on the back of your boat? Are you taking your boat or are you taking his?
No, we're fishing on the pros boat.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, I'm fishing on the pros boat. Ed up at Paddle Tales is having a sale on the Shimano reels.
I thought you were going to say he was having another chicken barbecue.
No, he's not having a chicken barbecue. Chickens are safe at the moment.
Okay. Because I could eat a chicken right now, like.
Yeah. Are you hungry?
I'm starving.
Yeah,
I didn't eat all day. Actually, I did. I had a
You
sandwich.
did?
But
I had a hot dog.
Eesh.
I had a hot dog today.
You broke your own rules. You're not supposed to do that. I thought you were like on a clean diet.
I am.
A hot dog?
Well, one hot dog. That on neck.
It's like one cigarette. You quit smoking one cigarette?
Oh no! You don't do that. No. 30 pounds later, I'm not. No. I'm not going back that road. Yeah, Ed's having a sale up at Paddle Tales with the new arrival of the latest models of the Shimano, the C14 or the C14. I forget which one it is. He's got some crazy pricing going on the stuff he's got in stock there that he wants to clear out. So look him up at paddletails.com. He's got some really, really good pricing on if you're looking for some new reels to hook up this year. Look him up. Shout-outs tonight, Scotty, to our friends and members of our great family of Team Evinrude, Jill Johnson, Cynthia Bichette, and Pierre Ouellette of the Evinrude family, Rich Lauer of Navionics, Scott Stetson of Zico Shoes, and the FC Ripple support team of Jean-Marc Diane and Carl Gagnon. Thank you all very much. They give us a great hand during the events and help us get things set up and tear things down and get the road show going. So we want to say thank you to all those people. Jim Van Ryn at the Rod Glove, new product coming down to the market for
Can't wait
Rod
to see
Glove.
it.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I did some translating for him the other day,
Really?
packaging for Quebec.
Okay.
So that stuff's coming here soon. So stay tuned for the Rod Glove announcement of a great new product.
I'm not sure you got a hold of the right guy for translating, but that's on a whole other story. We'll see how the packaging turns out, but maybe you should run it by me for a second there. We'll see. But anyhow, I don't want to go there.
Whoa, are you done?
Yeah, my rant is over.
Your rant over. Okay. Some sponsor recognition tonight. Claude Heavyweight Castone Gang. Start gaining some weight back, Claude. You weren't exactly...
if anybody needs a hot dog, it's Claude.
It would be Claude. He can have as many as he wants. Benoit Bland, Derek Lemieux of Maple Grove Marine. Zico Shoes.
Yeah, Scott over at Zico Shoes. Get your Zicos on. I had mine on.
Yes, you did, and I'll have mine on tomorrow. Navionics, making sure you get back on both land and water.
Power poles. Nothing holds your boat stronger than a power pole anchor.
And Mustang Survival, they save lives for a living.
And now, Lowrance.
Yes,
Find, navigate, and dominate. And I heard.
Yes.
That Lowrance is making steps towards a 360 transducer.
Yes. You heard?
I heard.
Yeah.
I want one.
Yeah, transducer. Not some huge pole
thing
that
sits on the back of the boat.
Yeah, that looks like an antenna or something.
Even though Hummingbird has one that goes on the trolling motor now, which is not available yet.
Right.
Because
so they don't have one
after
yet.
my previous experience on Lake Oneida, I was looking to buy whatever toy I could. But
Lowrance.
But now I heard Lowrance is coming out with this transducer. I think it's already available, maybe somewhere. I know some of the pros have it.
Well, you know who's going to have it?
Me.
Gary.
Gary will have it.
Gary at Fish and Tech will
if
have
it's
it.
Available.
I am
Gary
also getting the Lowrance Wi-Fi. You can have Wi-Fi on your units.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I want it.
So you can answer the phone on the unit. You can go on the internet on the unit. Look up.
I don't
spots.
want my phone
you can do
on
Google
my
Map.
unit.
You can do Google Map on
I want
the
my
unit.
phone to sit in a truck.
You can bake.
Hate my phone.
With your unit.
Yeah, really? If it could make coffee, I'm in. I'm upgrading.
There you go. So Wi-Fi and 360.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. It was only a matter of time, though.
It was.
It was only a matter of time. So,
and you can find us on...
Yes. Where are we? We're
right
here.
There.
iTunes in the podcast section and blogtalkradio.com for your laptop or desktop.
And fishingcanada.net
and the WRVO Radio Network.
Located at Reno Viola Outdoors.com.
And on Spreaker.com. Look for...
the Fishing Canada Radio. And they also have it on the mobile app.
Yes, they do. Scotty, look at this timing. 8:29.
We're perfect. Look at that. 30 seconds to go.
30 seconds to go.
The countdown began.
Thank you to everybody who's listening to the podcast tonight. It's a Friday night. The summer, we're into August, guys.
Oh, my God.
We're starting to count down the days as they start to get shorter.
We might have some big announcements coming in the next couple of weeks for future guests. We'll see how that works out.
We may keep an eye on that on Facebook and on Twitter.
Waiting for some news back.
And on fishingcanada.net, you will definitely hear about it there. And other than that, get out on the water, bend the rods. We'll see you on Missisquoi Bay on September 8th.
Correct.
And on the 7th, there's anything on the 7th? I don't know if there's anything on the 7th. On September 8th, you will definitely see you on Missisquoi Bay. And then after that...
It was invitational.
Yeah, after that, we start to think about the Rumble.
Oh, yeah, the Rumble.
Which is October 12th.
I haven't heard much about it yet.
October 12th.
Okay.
You guys are already signing up. There's over a dozen teams.
Okay.
Already.
Okay.
So the Rumble is on, it will be at Grays Creek on Lake St. Francis, home of...
Really? Lake St. Francis?
Yes, home of the Mega Pigs.
That thing's going to get pounded
oink,
at the end of the
oink,
year.
oink.
Okay.
Oink, oink, oink. So get yourself signed up for that one. There's over 40 teams last year. That's a crazy event. We had a lot of fun.
I'll be
and we'll have
for sure.
We'll have some redonkulous prizing again this year. So, Scotty, it's time.
Let's do it.
All right, let's punch the card. Goodbye, everybody. We'll be talking to you again in
Next
2
week.
weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Cheers, Carl. Remember that.